Okay, so the problem we have is on a frozen pond, a person kicks a 10-kilogram sled, giving it an initial velocity of 2.2 meters per second. How far does the sled move if the coefficient of kinetic friction between the sled and the ice is 0.10? So essentially, here's our sled, here's our givens. We have mass, velocity initial, coefficient of kinetic friction, and our unknown is the distance. Something else that you need to pick up on, we know a few other things. We know acceleration in the y direction, which is gravity. We also know that it's asking for the total distance, so this sled has to come to a stop. Okay, so we also know VF is going to equal 0 meters per second. Unknown is x. Equation I'm going to use, first thing I'm going to do, I would draw a force diagram. So we know this, we have a force of gravity here, we're going to have a force normal, and we're also going to have a kinetic friction, force of kinetic friction that is slowing it down. So we need to find these components. So first, I always like to start with force of gravity, and then I work my way around counterclockwise. I think I said clockwise last time, but I meant counterclockwise. So first equation I'm going to do, I'm going to solve for Fg, I'm going to solve for Fn, then I'm going to solve for Fk. Then from there, I'm going to actually solve for the displacement. So the equation I'm going to use for Fg equals mass times acceleration. So I'm just going to take, when I sort it, or substitute, I'll take 10 kilos times negative 9.81 meters per second squared. This will give me negative 98.1 newtons. So this is our Fg. For this sled, we also know more than likely it's not going to be moving up or down. So the net force, again, in the y direction is going to be 0. So that's something we can also add here. If you notice, there's only two things acting on it in the y direction. If this is negative 98.1 newtons and the total in the y direction has to equal 0, well, that means that has to be a positive 98.1 newtons. So our force normal is 98.1 newtons. So that's now 0. Now we can solve for our Fk. In order to solve for Fk, we have the equation. So I'll use the equation for Fk is mu k equals